Welcome to Nicholas LMX12. Today I'm looking at one of the most interesting, special and affordable smartphones in my opinion, the OUKITEL K10000. The model name already reveals this phone's main attraction. It does come with a 10,000 mAh battery. Yes, that's right! Additionally, it features a quad-core CPU, a 5.5-inch display, and comes with Android 5.1 Lollipop, just to name a few basic specs. On Banggood.com, this K10000 currently comes in at a great price of just $160. And this time around, that phone actually can be ordered from an EU warehouse, Europe, not just China, which means fast shipments and no customs issues whatsoever. Thank you so much, Banggood.com, for sending me this smartphone to review. Right off the bat, I just have to point out how awesome the packaging is. Feels as we'd unboxed the most expensive phone in the world, except this one only costing $160. The packaging has that nice rubberized texture to it, and the inner box lights out just like that. Extraordinarily beautiful packaging by OUKITEL here. First, we're getting the K10000 phone itself with protection all over it, even on the back. These coats, not sure what's up with that. A screen protector as well as a piece of cloth for cleaning. An OTG cable, the USB cable, the charger rated at 5.7 and 9 volts at 2 amps, quite impressive. Then included this little tool to install the SIM and/or microSD card, we'll get to that later. And last but not least, very classy, a quick user's guide along with the warranty certificate. Right away, I just have to compliment this unique, beautiful hexafaceted design, as OUKITEL calls it. While this may be a thing of preference, I really like the bulky yet somewhat elegant approach and the aesthetics here, even though I most of the time prefer pure minimalism. The K10000 feels extremely well made. The frame, what appears to be aluminum, actually is aluminum, and despite the a bit unusual design, the grip turns out to be fantastic. On the bottom, 2 speakers, the microphone, as well as the micro USB connection. However, this specific phone does require a longer tip, 8mm to be exact. The cable is included and we don't need to worry about availability of such a cable just in case it breaks. You can find them quite easily. On the top, the 3.5mm audio jack. On the right, the power button, the volume rocker. On the left, the SIM/microSD card slot, which can be ejected by using the included little tool for that purpose. The K10000 supports 2 different configurations here, either up to 2 microSIM cards or 1 microSIM plus 1 microSD card, with support for up to 32GB. LTE 4G supported here. On the back, some brushed aluminum to further enhance looks along with an interesting bull logo here, and up there, the 8MP, 13MP interpolated main camera and a powerful LED flash. In the front, the 2MP front-facing camera, 5MP with interpolation. As I've already said before, the K10000 is pretty bulky and can't exactly be considered slim nor lightweight, with 158 by 77 by 14mm and 320 grams. The K10000 comes with the Android 5.1 Lollipop OS, which isn't the latest one around but still quite modern. As for the display, 5.5 inches, IPS and the HD screen resolution 1280 by 720 pixels, 5 multi-touch points. Very bright, the viewing angles are very good and the screen reproduces great colors, no grainy pixels, tints whatsoever. The touchscreen responds quickly and the system overall is pretty smooth. Sometimes there of course are minor hiccups which are to be expected from a phone equipped with the MediaTek MT6735P 64-bit quad-core CPU, clocked at just 1 GHz in combination with the Mali T720 GPU. Still, I was able to get fairly decent gaming results out of this phone with a relatively smooth frame rate. However, this is not a phone meant to play demanding 3D games. We're getting 16GB of internal storage, real usable storage, not separated small partitions as I tend to call them, and 2GB of RAM. The OUKITEL K10000 is equipped with an amazingly large battery, 10,000 mAh. However, it turned out this isn't just a number, we're seemingly really getting 10,000 mAh. Although I'd need more time at hand to do more thorough testing on the battery life, I can confirm you can do whatever you want with this phone for days and days and days and days. Impressively, it takes quite long for the battery to drop by 1%. To give you an example of the battery life, I played back 3 hours of full HD 1080p YouTube videos. I started watching at 90% charge and stopped at 80%, which is very impressive. Also, Also, recharging the battery is super fast. I almost couldn't believe my eyes thanks to the flash charge feature. We're charging at 9 volts 2 amps, while OUKITEL states the static current is at around 3 amps. Another cool feature is reverse charge, which, as the name already suggests, allows us to use the phone's OTG function to use the 10,000 mAh battery as a power bank and charge other devices. That works absolutely fantastic. This obviously is not a high-end phone in terms of hardware. 24,400 points in the Antutu benchmark, about 3,000 in the 3DMark iStorm test, and in Geekbench, roughly 1,300 in the multi-core test and 480 in the single-core one. The Wi-Fi signal receiver is actually pretty good, usable even in rooms with weak signal strength. The internal speakers are just okay, however. They certainly can get pretty loud, but the audio ends up quite distorted, even at low volume levels. The output through the 3.5mm connection, though, is good and easily passes my test for being a mobile device. The quality is good, the only minor weak point here is the output volume. I've tested with 32 ohm headphones, and while these were still loud enough to me, I believe starting 80 ohms wouldn't be managed that well anymore by this phone. The microphone quality is okay, more than enough for calls, but not that great for quality audio recording in general. Neat little features this phone comes with, such as Hotnut and all kinds of different gesture options, really add to the overall experience. Now, how about the camera? The front-facing camera does fairly well for what it is. The main camera, however, did disappoint me. The colors tend to look a bit washed out, and the images in general lack quite a bit of sharpness. But these two aspects don't bother me all that much. What does is the focus of the camera. Focusing works well, but only when doing it all manually, which can be quite tedious at times. The autofocus is simply something you can't rely on. For some reason, it turns out to be a tiny bit better in video mode, but no wonders here too. Videos are recorded in 720p, which is fine, I guess. The OUKITEL K10000 truly is an impressive smartphone and has a superpower, that being its 10,000 mAh battery. The phone looks good, great build quality with lots of aluminum, fantastic display with an already pre-applied screen protector by OUKITEL, decent hardware, good audio playback quality through the 3.5mm output, Android 5.1, and decent Wi-Fi signal receiver. The only real critical dark side of this phone to many might be its main camera, which does struggle taking decent shots, especially when trying to take photos quickly and the objects moving, even just a little bit. The most significant plus here, however, is the amazingly long battery life thanks to the 10,000 mAh battery. The battery recharges very quickly, and a nice bonus feature is reverse charging. All that at a price of just $160, despite some flaws, leads to a phenomenal price-performance ratio. So without any doubt, I can definitely recommend the OUKITEL K10000 smartphone. Gold award, that's for sure. Just a small correction on the OS. Right at the end of my testing phase of this phone, the K10000 received the latest Android 6.0 Marshmallow update, so things are getting even better here. I just wanted to let you know. Once again, huge thanks to Banggood.com for providing it and making this video possible. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and visit my website to sometimes see videos there earlier.